You read to lead. You read to become. Even when you become, you can still read. But first, read to become. But when you become, you can still read to improve yourself more. So readers are leaders. If you can't see, you can't lead others. You must first see and be able to provide direction. Because if you are not seeing, where are you taking people? So be able to see an ideal future that is compelling and able to provide direction, then people will follow. So a lot of people have two eyeballs open, but they can't see. The ability to see beyond your confines of the environment will make you a leader. We are all born with the leadership capacity to lead. Nobody is born useless. Every one of us are born with the seed of greatness on the inside, but we are made to lead.
Every one of us.
We are born with the leadership capacity to lead, but made to become leaders. So that making is where the problem is. There are leaders without title. Yes. There are leaders without title. You don't have any title around them, but yet they are effective leaders. It doesn't enter their head. But there are some people too who have climbed so high that in a position of authority, they become arrogant. They become unreachable. They look around, everybody around them are beggars. Rather than stoop low to raise others to the level they should be, they begin to command. I think one of the major challenges we have in our leadership in this climb, we have leaders who occupy leadership role, unfortunately do not understand the essence of leadership.
Hi guys, it's Benzik once again, and welcome to another interview episode of Selahmeditate. In this episode, we will dive deeply into leadership, from organizational leadership to global leadership to African leadership, and also to Nigerian leadership. And my guest here is going to do great justice to this topic. So if it's your first time coming to this channel, remember to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it to 1 or 2 persons. But before I bring him in, I'm just going to read a brief of his profile so that you guys can have some understanding of his person. Dr. Elvis Ukpaka is a seasoned leadership coach, consultant, trainer, and speaker. As an experienced consultant, Elvis has helped transform the leadership direction for many corporate organizations, governmental bodies, religious bodies, schools, and individuals through his bespoke leadership empowerment programs. Elvis is a certified Maxwell Leadership Team member, USA. He holds a Bachelor in Commerce Honors, Marketing from Leeds University, Johannesburg, South Africa, Master's degree in Organizational Leadership from Regent University, Virginia Beach, USA, and doctorate degree in strategic leadership from Regent University in Virginia Beach, USA. Dr. Elvis is a fellow of various professional bodies, including National Institute of Marketing Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance, and others. He is happily married with children. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our very powerful special guest, Dr. Elvis Ukpaka. Sir, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
We'll be discussing now leadership. Now, what does it mean to leadership? Have different facets. What does it mean to be a true leader? What in one definition can you describe to be leadership? Or who is a true leader? What are the qualities that make a great leader? Normally, when I do interview, I like to know more deeply about my guest. So maybe can you just give us a brief background story of you and how you come into becoming a leadership expert? Just a background story of your person. So let's start from there.
Well, myself, born into a family of 8 surviving children. 4 boys, 4 girls. I happen to be the 6th in the family. Growing up, I've always been in the leadership position from primary school, primary 2 as a class monitor, secondary school as assistant head boy. And I'm someone that always loves to be on the lead. Whatever I do is my nature. I strongly believe my trust into leadership actually started when I began to see issues not working the way it should be, and the only solution to that is effective leadership. And that was when I was at the university. I still remember back in South Africa, I happened to stay in one of the most, well, I call it notorious resident on campus, and the only Nigerian in that resident, over 500 students. Things were not working well the way it should in leadership-wise. And people saw me to be someone who can do something about it, and they started to tell me, Elvis, we know you can do something. You are in Nigerians, you come and run. You can run and be the president of this resident and bring a change that many of the students are crying for. I thought about it, prayed about it, and I put in my manifesto and my pictures were everywhere on campus and resident. We were 18 that contested for the chairmanship and president of the resident. And I won the presidency of that resident. I became the chairman, the president of the resident. It was a huge one. I remember the vice chancellor then was like, the lady from Scotland was like, how did it happen? I said, well, that is it. And a lot of changes came. So I see leadership to be your ability to spot problem and solve problem, bring solution to it. Leadership is action. It's taking the lead. It's taking initiative to bring a difference in the life of people. And above all is sacrifice. It's not self-serving. So if you want to lead, you must sacrifice. When we talk about sacrifice, it means giving up something of value, for the benefit of others.
What are the qualities that set great leaders apart?
Number one quality of great leadership, in my view, begins with vision.
Vision.
Yes. If you can't see, you can't lead others. You must first see and be able to provide direction. That is the first quality of leadership. You must see. Because if you are not seeing, where are you taking people? Yeah. So be able to see an ideal future that is compelling and able to provide direction, then people will follow. Number one, you must see. So a leader shouldn't be blind. You must be able to see. There is a lady I love so much. It's called Helen Keller. She was born physically blind, but was such a great woman with substance. She was a political activist. She was a philanthropist. She was a lecturer. She was a writer. But she never saw any physical thing with her sight. So they asked her a question. Helen Keller, what is worse than being born blind? She replied to have sight, but no vision. Wow. So a lot of people have two eyeballs open, but they can't see. So the ability to see beyond your confines of your environment will make you a leader. So that is why the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So the need for vision to be able to see ahead. What is vision? It's a crystal clear mental picture of the future. So ability to see beyond where you are to an ideal future and take people there. It makes a difference. And that's what we have been lacking in this part of the world.
Wow. No.
So there are other qualities. That's only one though. There is knowledge, which is so important. So a leader must know. There are like I always tell people, when you learn, you know. When you know, you have an edge.
When you learn, you know. When you know, you have an edge.
Yes. Knowledge gives you the edge. There is a saying that the person who is ahead of you, your contemporary who is ahead of you in life, is not necessarily smarter than you are. It's just that he's doing early what you are doing late. So what are you doing late that others are doing early? A lot of time is knowledge. They know what you don't know. So what you know puts you ahead. What you don't know keeps you behind until you find out. So a leader must know. So there are great leaders. They are people who read. They find out things. And that is one of the things that spurred me as a person to write a book for students. I wrote a book titled Readers Are Leaders. Someone asked me, Elvis, why do you write a book titled Readers Are Leaders? Why not leaders are readers? I said, no. You read to lead. You read to become. Even when you become, you can still read. But first read to become. But when you become, you can still read to improve yourself more. So, readers are leaders. So when you read, you become something. When you read, you're able to know what to do and become a better leader. And the book has been approved by federal government as a reading material for all students in Nigeria. Wow. So leaders should know. If you understand, when Goodluck came into power, I remember he gave some of his cabinet members a book titled From Third World to First World, so that they understand what Lee Kuan Yew did in Singapore. So the question remained, how many of them read that book? So it's called that leadership is about knowledge. You must understand, you must learn. And problem solving is there. Quite a number of things again that follow leadership influence. So the decision making is there. Integrity is there. Quite a number of them. So there are a whole lot of qualities that a leader should have. Ability to carry others along, relationship management, networking, all are qualities of an effective leader.
Wow. Yeah. Now, there are some people, when they are in leadership, they just believe that they are effective. People just believe that whatever I'm doing, so long I'm leading, I'm being effective. What are the nitty-gritties that you're going to look to know that in leadership is being effective, and how has it evolved over the years?
The word effective is very, very key in leadership. When a leader is effective, it simply means being successful in producing a desired outcome or result.
Being successful in producing a desired outcome
or result.
That's like that vision that you
yes.
Being successful in producing
a desired result or outcome. Is different from efficiency. Efficiency is your capacity to achieve maximum productivity in less time or with less expense. But the danger in most times, you can be efficient but not effective.
Okay, you can be efficient but not effective.
And you can as well be effective, not efficient. So the two are very important. But I always tell people, be an effective leader, meaning ability to do the right thing. So when you're an effective leader, you are a leader who is able to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is different from doing things right.
Doing the right thing is different from doing things right.
Doing the right thing is different from doing things right. So when you do the right thing as a leader, you're an effective leader. Very, very key. You must understand that. So if I have my family now, we plan to where am I taking my family to? I mean, what is the vision of my family? If I don't have a clear vision of where my family are going to or what we plan to become, I'm not being an effective as a father. But if I'm able to come up with a vision for my household, my family, because leadership begins in the house before public. Everybody you see in leadership, they come from a home. Nobody is born in Ireland, so everybody comes from home. So if I'm an effective leader as a father, I'm able to articulate a vision for the family, then it means I'm a leader who is doing the right thing because I have a desired end I'm taking them. Then what makes me an efficient leader there is when I'm able to achieve my goal of where we are going at a faster rate with minimal or less expense of time. So if we decide that where we are heading is Calabar, what option do I have to take my family to Calabar? I have an option to trek. Yes. I have an option to ride the bicycle. I have an option for motorbike. I have an option for motor. But there's an option for plane. So which is faster? How can I navigate getting there at a shorter time? I will shoot for plane. Yes. If I don't have plane, at least I will shoot for car. But some have these options, they begin to trek. So when I'm there in 1 hour, those trekking in 2 weeks, they're still on the way. So you discover that I'm not being efficient as a leader. So an effective leader is someone who inspires, who motivates, who influences, who leads others towards a common goal, a desired end that is achievable for the common good of all.
Wow. Now, those qualities that you listed earlier of great leaders, are they innate or they can be learned? Because some people will say great leaders are born, while some will say great leaders are made. So are those qualities, are they innate or things that can be learned? A leader is a great leader born or is made?
You know, in my leadership masterclass program, I usually throw up that questions. Are leaders born or made? So you see people giving different answers. Some say leaders are born. Some say leaders are made. Some are in the notion that, okay, they are both made, they are both born, they are both. I always thought, well, your answers are okay, there's nothing about. I usually give the feedback that we are all born with the leadership capacity to lead. Nobody is born useless. Every one of us are born with the seed of greatness on the inside. But we are made to lead.
Every one of us.
We are born with the leadership capacity to lead, but made to become leaders. So that making is where the problem is. So that brings us to the understanding that leadership is a process. It's not automatic. You work it. Someone once made a statement. He said, I have read the obituaries of leaders, but never have I seen a birth announcement of a leader. But I can only deduce that somewhere between birth and death, by training, by choice, by knowledge, and by character, people become leaders. So, he said, I have never seen a birth announcement of a leader, but I know I can only deduce that somewhere between birth and death, by training, by choices that we make, by sense of character, people become leaders. So meaning leadership can be learned. So that is what he's trying to imply here. So we are born with the leadership capacity to lead, but made to lead. In other words, we choose to become, meaning leadership is a choice. Yes. So you choose to become a leader by doing things that will make you a leader. Where I am today. If I look back several years ago, I wasn't there. So through series of trainings, I have brought myself up to where I am. So it's the same thing with life.
The same thing. So if I decide I want to be a leader, now what are the process I just go through? Is it by training or just by saying I want to be a leader? Or what do you need?
Of course, there is a lot. It begins by taking responsibilities from wherever you are. It could be from home. It could be where you live. The place of work. At school. Don't be docile. There are problems everywhere. Be a solution provider. They are looking for someone that will help to dig a well. Take shovel and help them dig. They need someone that will help carry. You come into a class as a student, things are litter. Take a broom and sweep. People are noticing you. The blackboard is dirty. You come out and help clean it. With staff someone sending you. A time comes, they say they want to choose a leader in that class. Can we choose somebody? Everybody will point towards you. By default.
By default. Wow.
Why? Did you tell them to choose you? No. But by your works, by the little things you are doing, people begin to notice that. Wow. You see, everybody is here around you. You notice them even though you don't know their names. Yeah. That's why I see somebody. I've been seeing this. Where do I know this person? If you go to maybe you travel to Edo or somewhere, you see somebody. I think I've been seeing this place. You begin to think back. Oh, okay, that junction when I live now, that organizer and I be this guy. But you have never spoken to him. Or somehow, anytime you pass, you register, that face registered. You see him in another city, you will know.
Yes.
The same thing if you are doing good. Taking note, even though they don't tell you thank you, they don't pay attention. But a time comes when they say they want something in that area that you will be pointing, it's not coming from mind. So you become a leader by choices you make on a daily basis.
Wow.
If you refuse to make right choices, you can never be one. Nobody will entrust leadership on you because you are you earn it. It's earned. Leadership is earned, but a lot is happening. Is happening here, which I don't want to begin now. Yes.
Now, how do you navigate the fine line between being seen as a strong leader and being seen as overly authoritative? Overly authoritative. That means you are just being authoritative and then being as a good leader, and then one that is just being overly authoritative. How do you navigate that fine line?
Well, I'm trying to get the angle you are coming from anyway, though.
Yes, someone can be very authoritative.
Yes.
And then just maybe because you have money or you have power, you
okay.
just command people, just order people, you say, do this, do that, just keep. And then how do you navigate that finance between you as being seen as a very strong leader and then the one that people hate, that this one is just being very authoritative, just want things to be done, but has the power, has the money or things like that?
Well, I always tell people one of the things that makes a great leader is humility. You know, it doesn't matter how much level you have climbed, but you still remain reachable. You still remain humble. And like I always tell people, there are different styles of leadership people take. There's nothing wrong with authoritative. You must know when it comes in. Where it is needed, it is effective. But if it is a one all fit all for all situations, it's a problem. So I tell people there are leaders with that title. Yes, there are leaders with that title. They don't have any title around them, but yet they're effective leaders. It doesn't enter their head. But there are some people too who have climbed so high, they're in a position of authority. I think it has to do with personal preference and choices people make. They become arrogant. They become unreachable. They look around, everybody around them are beggars. Rather than stoop low to raise others to the level they should be, they begin to command and be. So I think it's not a best way of leading other people. Yeah, because it's subjugation, it shouldn't be. So I've worked with leaders. I've seen good ones. I've seen bad ones. Like I always tell people, whatever you do, always come and wait for you somewhere along the line in life. So you must build a legacy that at the end, people will point to you as a leader that they can follow, not a leader they can avoid.
What qualities do you see and you call the person a bad leader? What are those things that you see that make someone a bad leader?
One of the major things I will see in a leader, I will say, this leader really is not a leader that should be. When the people you should lead, you don't take care of, you don't really understand their welfare. You are not, you don't put yourself in their position to know how they feel. When you are detached from reality, when you were once in their position, then you got in a position of leadership, you forget where you are coming from. So now you are living in affluence.
That's true.
It can be very dangerous. You know, there's a place in the Bible where Mordecai was telling Esther, know where you are coming from. Oh. You never can tell you have been brought for a time like this.
Yes.
So you're already in a palace.
Yes.
So don't come to a place where you forget that you were an orphan from nowhere. So please, that you should register in your mind that you've been called for a time like this. So if you should forget where you are coming from, salvation may come from another place, but you pay dearly for it. I think that brought a sense of responsibility to her, so that she can put a check. But a lot of people don't check. So immediately she called for fast, and that brought a serious change. So a lot of people don't remember. So you become a wicked leader when people not begin to tell, is it that you forget where you're coming from? You don't even care anymore. Rather, you even take those people to jail. How dare you tell me that I should do this? But some are humble enough, like Esther, like I mentioned, and say, look, what this man has said now is important. I have to do something about it. So when a leader don't have a hearing ear anymore, he's a wicked leader.
Wow. So what in an organization? What makes you a good leader in an organization? Either place you're working or as an entrepreneur, as a business person, how do you show yourself to be a good leader within your team of work and within your office where you work?
It's part of what I've just mentioned. You know, one, you don't overly see yourself above others, even though you have accorded a position of leadership. Raise everybody up. Your duty as a leader is to bring people up, not to match them. So raise them up. So when you raise people up, when you empower people, when you are not available, others can do what you can do, then you're a leader. That's what leadership is all about. You lead others to lead others. You lead others to lead themselves so that they can lead other people. So once you're able to achieve that, you raise generation of leaders, then you can rest. If I'm not around, this thing can be done. Yeah, leader.
A good leader is about raising other leaders.
Of course. If you're not raising others, then you can't be a good leader. If you have no successor, you're not a leader.
That's true.
If everything rat only you, if you are not there, everything is dead, you're not a leader. You know, in my PhD, during my doctorate thesis, you know, I remember when I was asked to choose my research, that was in the US. I came up with the synopsis of my research. My supervisor looked at it. He said, your topic is a little bit broad. Can you bring it down? You know, so can you narrow it down? Because I was looking at leadership in Africa, and he said, no, if you can narrow it down to something that you can solve, then in that way it will be more holistic. At least you know that this is an area. What can I take? I thought about it. I said, okay, what topic can I pick? Then I look back to Nigeria as my country. I decided to pick up a topic titled Succession Planning for Nigerian organizations. So I began to do research to look at companies in Nigeria that have done so well, those that have at last 50 years, those that have reached 100. I couldn't find that. Wow. No 100. Wow. At least very few. 50. Those that have gone beyond 50, some of them are even like foreign companies. Then I look at our local entrepreneurs that have done so well. Most of them, their businesses are dead. When they die, their business died. I can't mention names here. A number of them. Some are alive, but their businesses are dead. So I began to do why? What are the problems? It's lack of succession planning, no leadership. So everything centers around them. When they're not around, nobody can sign check, nobody can do anything. So I did a comprehensive research, and I even did a seminar on that. Mazi Samuel was one of my resource persons at Sheraton. That was in 2015. It was a huge research I did. You know? So you discover that you are not a leader until you have raised other people. You are not a leader when you don't have people who can stand behind you. When you blow a whistle, how many people can be behind you? Yes. When you fall, how many can raise you up? Those are the things you check as a leader.
Now, some leaders suffer from impostor syndrome and lack of confidence. How can people begin to build that self-confidence of themselves in leadership?
Well, I think you know, in this part of the climb where we come from, you know, our upbringing affected us so much. You know, we come from a background where they say you don't talk where others are talking. All those things affected us. Unlike those in the Western world who have so much confidence, somebody can call his father by his name.
By his name, and no problem.
Oh, Edwin, that's his father's name. Call him like that. No, there's no problem. But this part of the world, you know, there's so much. Will I say over? Yes, you bring water for etiquette that sometimes is subjugate and bring down people. You don't speak while other. Yes. You say something, they smack or they slap, and a lot of people now go inside. Yeah. So it affects them. Students are being beaten by teachers. Some are being called dollar. They are being called names. Yes. You can't amount to anything. You are useless. All those things affect them. Wow. But when they are exposed to a better environment with a leader who understands that thing can go. It's a mindset. Wow. So when you as a leader understand that this person has great potential but is shy, speak life into that person. Give him responsibility. Even when he or she fails, don't emphasize that failure. Pat the person. Oh, first of all, start from the positive. And loud what he has done or what she has done that is so good. Keep low where she didn't do it well. After raising the emotion for doing a great job, then begin to point where he or she didn't do well with love. See here, this would have given you even extra mark on this. Do it this way. So without so much joy, he will hear or she will hear, and it's called the next time he will have corrected that mistake. So don't start by saying, what is this thing? Fling the thing and you put them back to that share they have been over the years. So build that confidence. That way you can bring them out. One day they start giving them little responsibility. The day you're supposed to make a speech, say, please stand for me for 5 minutes. You say, but I can't. You say, no, you can't. Yes. Go to the board meeting and say 1 or 2 things for him. And he or she does it. Come and say, that is great. I saw it. That was beautiful. He does it again the second time, third time. It's called that thing will be broken. Wow. It becomes the extrovert that is there will come out by force. Wow. The expression that has never been there before will come out by force. But it's a process.
It's a process. How do you navigate that thin line between some persons will tell you that it's those negative words that you tell them that spur them to become what they want to do, to prove the naysayers wrong, and those negative words would bring them down, because they are.
I know you are very correct.
I know. You tell me those negative words, I just pick them, look at them, and I say, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong. That this thing you said here, I can do this in different ways. So,
which is true. So that is where our human nature comes in again. Our personality comes in. Our temperament comes in. Bernard said there are 3 ways people become leaders. Say first 3 theory, when there are some personality traits in you, confident, it can make you a leader. But some, not that some are not confident, but because, like I mentioned, the environment they have come out or the environment they were raised affected them. Yes. Some are raised in an environment where everyone is allowed to speak their mind, and parents encourage, uncles encourage, brother. But some are raised by foster mother or foster parents or by aunties or by uncles who keep beating them. They're like slaves, so they can't be confident. Yes. Not that they don't have it, but that trait is not. It doesn't show up. But he's also said that there are other ways people become leaders. He said great event theory, just like what you mentioned now. When a situation occurs in your family or in your life that brings out your leadership quality by force. When an unusual event occurs in your home, you can imagine your father just died. Or your mom, like the one I read, the mom died when he was in primary school and he has 2 younger ones. The father married another wife. And they were more like slave. The other wife, it can be very, very, not all women are able to accommodate children from another mother. So you understand me? And the young boy said, look, what can we do? The father's love is no longer there. But he has this ability to write. And he began to write story books. And one of those story books were published by one of the publishers. And that was how he was able to, on his own, the royalties that he was getting there took him to university and become somebody. So, situation like that can make some people go down or go up, but it's a choice. Wow, it's a choice. So that is where your human capacity comes in. I like a place in the Bible when it says, if you faint in the day of adversity, you are set. So it's a personal choice. Yes. I think it's Proverbs 24:10, whatever. You say when you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. So it's a choice not to allow that strength to fail.
Wow. Now, when you're in an organization, in a company, you're working with some team members, and how do you handle a team member or a subordinate that is very condescending, rude, or not following instruction as you want the person keeps being rude and not condescending? As a leader, how do you handle that person?
First of all, I want to find out what is causing it. What is the underlying factor why this person is acting this way? One of the beauty of a leader is to understand people. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. Why is this person behaving like this? Why is Jude acting the way he acts? Is there any fundamental issue in his life? I'll sit him down. You'll be having issue with your employees. Your colleagues are not happy. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have. In fact, whenever you come in that place, there's a problem. So you don't just come as blah. So as a leader, you come bring yourself to the level of Jude. I want to have a talk with you. A father-son talk to you. First, you must also ensure that a code of conduct or ethics in that place that people should abide.
Yes.
You mentioned, look, you are breaking these rules. You put it on the table. I'm not here to reprimand you. I'm here to have one-on-one talk with you to let you know that the way you are acting is what affects the general well-being of everyone here. Yes. First, what is causing the way you are doing? What's up? Allow him to talk.
Yes. Yes.
I'll bring 1, 2, 3 issues before him. Let him tell me why he's acting the way he's acting. B, defend yourself. So I don't just be hit and get out. No. So he will say, I'll hear him, okay. I'm being able to listen to him. I say, look at it here, look at it, look at it here, look at it here. So I don't want this to repeat itself again. I will hear him to see what he says. I'm sorry, sir, it will not happen again. Then you read that the riot art that you have in that place. See it here. If this doesn't happen again, then you follow up and see. That's where mentorship comes in as a leader. That is where coaching comes in as a leader. You are more like a father to all. Yes. And I read a book called Love Leadership. Yes. But not everyone applied that. You know, leadership can be very intoxicating when you're up there. Yes. But you must also understand that you are leading people. You have to show that love. You have to show that care. And first of all, before he comes in there in that organization, you know that he has a talent. That's why you brought him in. Yes. So, but it's when he become more of a bad apple. 1, 2, 3. You there with no, he's continuing, then you have to show him the door. Okay. Because one rotten apple can mess up others. If after sitting you down, try to give you the best coaching and mentoring to ensure that, and this thing still continue. No, we don't need them, no. Yes, we can sacrifice you so that for others, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really interesting. Now, what are the 5 biggest mistakes you think great leaders make in this dispensation?
Well, I think there are quite a number of mistakes leaders do, especially the upcoming one. Emerging leaders, even those who also already established leaders. I always tell the upcoming leaders, number 1, don't be overly excited about a position. Don't lose your guard. You can be so excited. You have been promoted and, excitement. Don't lose your guard. That's one problem I see in Nigeria when they're playing football. The moment they score, they relax. No more than 3 minutes, they've already equalized. Yeah, no, don't do that. So don't lose your guard.
Stand on it.
In fact, at the point of success, that's where you should even be more watchful. That is where, at the time, if you want to deal with, if you watch these war movies, Art of War, if you want to deal with open, the time they are rejoicing for a victory, that's when they normally go and attack them. Those who are smart, at that time they have won. They are very careful in celebration. Yes, that's when the opponent comes in, because you know that them are lose. They will some going to go and meet their spouse and have fun. Yes. That's where they come. So you distract. So you go back to your stronghold. Don't let the enemy predict you. Wow. So a lot of it's very important. So don't lose your guard. Stand your guard, and it's very important. I mean, just imagine the young lady that has been appointed as a minister. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know whether she did what she did intentionally, but it was just too early for her to have breaking the code of conduct that a huge sums of money are being transferred to personal account, and before it knows happening, she's out of that place. I mean, it shouldn't have been. So I think, stand your guard. Who could have given her such suggestions to have made transfer? So can't stand your guard. You are just there newly in that place. Understand the rules and downs in that place before you make one rule that will go against you. That some people there will now read it and give it to the media and see what's happening. So I see that as a problem for some new leaders. Then have a well-defined goals. A lot of people they don't articulate goals. They don't have clear vision of what they want to do in their office. You stay in a place where you have no vision, no clear defined goals and objective of what you want to achieve. Yes. So what are you running with as a leader? So you must have goals, you must have targets in this quarter. So that helps as well. So if you're not doing that, it's a problem. Then don't avoid conflict.
Don't avoid conflict.
Yes, conflict always, don't avoid it. So people, let me know ruffle the water, and you are causing more problem. So confront issues as they are, but be assertive and be objective. So don't run from conflict. So some of them want to let me not come around this area. You cut off here. but it's part of your jurisdiction. That area will be dying because you are trying to avoid. Come out and say, look, this and this. That makes you a leader. So that avoid conflict. Then don't micromanage. Give people the freedom to express themselves. Give them that autonomy. There are some people who have that intelligence, they have that skill. And you try to micromanage them, it can be a problem. So don't micromanage. And then integrity issues as well. Those are some of the leadership flaws that I see. And a whole number of them.
Now, do you necessarily have to obey what a leader commands you, even if that request is wrong or negative?
Well, I think this is a very, very tough one. It's a very, very tough one. But what I always tell people, very critical. You must have a strong personal value that guides you as a person.
Strong personal value.
Principles that you live by as a person. Once that value or principle are violated, then don't compromise it. If you compromise it, then you don't know who you are as a person.
Even if you need to live there.
Of course. So those values are very, very important. These are my values as a person. And I cannot break it. Then I always tell people, have that, once you know who you are, what you want in life, live by, so that if something comes, you'll be able to know where you stand.
What if that your values in conflict with the organizational culture?
Those are the things that are coming. That's what I say, I always tell people, you must have realistic values. I mean, organization cannot have a value of diligence. Your own value is laziness. And also, an organization cannot have a value that they have a culture where they have a culture that is, could I say, bribery and corruption or something? And you want to portray integrity. Yes, that's another part of this. Is my value. I don't want to compromise what's happening here. So, but I always tell people, can you be a voice of change in that place? Can you champion change there in the first place before you pick your bag and run? Could you be a messenger that has been sent to utter things in that place? So I try to see things from that perspective. How can I begin to turn people's mindset from what I see that is not right? Maybe they are not seeing better. That is why they are living that way. Can I come from that perspective also? What kind of nonsense is it? Let me get out. So rather than being a voice of hope and deliverance to others who are in the hole, I just get out. So first of all, I have think and check and see if there is something I can offer. Then if it's not possible, then I cannot, while I am there, I cannot begin to expand my tentacles to see a time frame I have to transit.
Wow.
But still leave an impact. There's a way, there are things you do that even when you are left gone, people still remember. That thing that you did there may be a spark of change in the future. It may not be immediate. But something has been sown there. Like a friend of mine, he called me. I spoke to him this afternoon. He called me. I have a lot of mentors that are young people. He's one of the managers of a company, and he has other people working with him. He has other colleagues and managers. And the boss was telling him, keep on telling, please, how are other managers doing? To give him some information about others. Always call him. How is Jude doing? How is Uche doing? How is Godwin doing? And there's a particular one that he wants him to mark him all the time. Give me information. Tell me let me see what is wrong that he's doing so that they can reprimand. And he says things is affecting him. He doesn't know why the boss does that. And he's a very hardworking guy. So, and I sat him, they say he want to get out. That he don't tie around. What is going on here? That was last 2 weeks. He called me and I was trying to cancel him. I said, when he tells you that what you do, I said, I don't know. When he asked me whether you have examined or checked on this person, I said, well, I don't see anything. But as he said, no, you are not giving me information I want. He said, the man will be angry. So, but I called him and said, look, I don't want to mention his name. So I said, look, I know how you feel. Say things affecting him. I said, can you confidently sit your boss down and let him know how every one of you works? Because he's an insecure leader. That's why he's behaving that way. If he's a secure leader who trusts those working for him, he shouldn't be doing that. And now, is there anything wrong those people? He said, they're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing well, but that the man is a little bit wrong, thinking maybe they are stealing or whatever. So sit him down, let him know that things are working well. That these people are not doing anything wrong. That he should be at peace. I told him, have a word with him. Be confident to have a word with him. And I called him this afternoon to ask him, we've not spoken for a while, how far? He said, yes, that he sat him down. That he was able to talk to him. And told him, look, this person, this particular one you keep on, there's nothing wrong there. I don't see, he's doing his job to the best of his ability. And it's one of the best staff that we have. So I don't think he has any ill will against you or against the company. He's doing very well. So be happy, sir. Nothing is wrong. He says, okay, yeah, but you have to. He said, actually, just prayerfully with wisdom before you say you want to resign. You may be the one to help that man. He said, thank you so much. So sometimes you have to.
But if you're an organization that is averse to change, whereby when you come in, they tell you that, this is how we do our own thing. Don't bring this for us. This is how we run, this is how we run, this is how. But you just want to bring in some ideas.
Yeah.
How do you handle that situation?
Well, organizations have different cultures that guides them. And first of all, I always tell people, what took you there? So I have to ask myself, what took you to that place in the first place? Have you researched it to know who they are? Or is it because you don't just have a job, you just want to enter? So that you don't enter a place and begin to fight people anyhow. So first of all, make a good choice of where you want to work. So sometime I've come for an interview in a place and I saw that everyone there, they are speaking one language or through both the boss, they keep on speaking one particular tribe language. This place, is, if you are here, you should just be ready that you are going to have a clash. You understand me? So you have to make a choice, which is very, very critical. So because you should see ahead what you are going to expect. This place, they are already telling you that you are coming for interview. Everybody, they are using their local language to bring your people back. They speak to your language. So I don't hear. Oh, sorry. But now before they speak English, it tells you that by default, this is what's happening here. So when you enter here, you understand me? So already you have been sidelined. So think whether you are going to enter there or not. So if you enter there, you see those things. Be ready to bear the ball, bear it very well, and also see whether you can do it or not before you not transit. So one need to also watch all that and
That's perfect. Now you mentioned about not running away from conflict as a leader and things like that. Then how do you handle conflict or disagreement within a team member, and how do you advise leaders managing such situations?
Well, conflict. Let me just begin by saying that people love to be agreed with naturally.
People love to be agreed with.
They hate to be disagreed with. They love those who agree with them. They hate those who disagree with them, even when they are wrong.
Even when they are wrong, and it's true. Yes.
So it takes a matured mind to take correction. But a lot of people like when people, it's an ego thing in people's yes. It takes the grace to humble yourself. But when people don't disagree with you, it appears they are opposing you.
Yes.
But if you are matured enough to think deep, why are they disagreeing here? So if you are humble enough, what I'm saying, I don't think I'm right. Yeah, that is humility. I've been disagreed several times, and I went back to my bed and checked. I think, wow, this thing is right. And that takes you up again in promotion, in leadership, which naturally will come out in the open one day. So I always tell people, those who are able to manage conflicts, they are usually leaders who found a point of agreement.
Point of agreement.
Yes, a common ground. They try to find a common ground. Yes. And able to now shift the person to their view.
Wow.
It takes wisdom.
Wow. It's true, it takes wisdom.
It takes wisdom. So try to find a common ground. Wisdom demands that you don't just somebody is expecting you to come and you begin to ask, how are you today? Hope all is well. How is family? You start from they expect you to come like you come from behind. You calm the situation. Then you ask other things. You throw some banters. The guy smile by force. You begin to enter. It's wisdom. So it takes that with them. Now, another thing again, which is so critical as a leader in solving conflict, don't take side immediately. Try to hear from two sides. It's so dangerous to hear one side. It looks so sweet. But when the other person comes, you discover that you shouldn't have acted the way you did. So it's very important. Everyone who presents case is always very nice.
It's true.
Until the other person presents. So exercise that discipline to hear from both.
Wow.
If possible, call both to the table. Then you now hear from the angle it's coming from. Then don't settle conflict openly. Sometimes make it private.
Okay.
Yes, there are sometimes you try to guide certain things within the organization. So don't flare up when visitors or customers are there to know that you are berating an employee. Yes, that also can be very, very bad. Then don't throw blame games. Avoid that as well. And be proactive, not reactive as a leader. I think you can sense some heat building amongst your team. So nip it before it blows. Yes. So if you are seeing people coming for meeting, watch them, they're not greeting. They are sharing something. One person. Begin to what's happening? Sort it before the cup become full. So those are a leader whose eye is down. Yes.
Wow, this is so interesting. Now, when it comes down to African leadership, what do you think is the biggest problem with African leadership?
I think it's Africans themselves. We are our biggest problem.
How? How do you
mean? You know, a lot of time, most of where we find ourselves is, I call it the undoing of ourselves in terms of our actions, in terms of what we conceive in the mind, in terms of the way we rob ourselves. We are not true to ourselves a lot of times. And when we want to do things for what is in need for me, not what is in others.
What is in need for me, and that's true.
So it becomes a big problem. Check an average leader in Africa, I see some of those problems. The first thing is, what can I get from this thing? So, but some people want, you see those in the other part of the world, they first want to see, they are not after how much money they want to make immediately. They want to leave legacy.
Yes.
How can I bring a change? Even the donors that we collect from the Western world to better our people, first we want to collect it to ourselves. The problem now continues. So that's why some of them don't even send donors anymore, because they discover that the problem that we presented to them that we want to solve is never solved. So we have our biggest problem in our leadership, fundamentally. And that is why we are where we are today.
Now compare African leadership with the Western world, with the global world. What set them apart, and how can we begin to emulate the Western leadership that you think that works?
Well, I think, I had the opportunity to study in two different worlds. I had my first degree and second degree in South Africa. I had my other degree again, my master's and doctorate in the US. So I've lived in South Africa, I've stayed in the US. So at least I have met people, I have interacted with people. One thing that I have seen fundamentally that sets us apart is a strong individualism. I will explain it in the sense that they have this ability to think, conceive idea, and execute without any inhibition. We live a communal life this part of the world, which is also very beautiful.
Yes, it's true.
You want to do anything, you conceive idea, you want to tell everybody, then those who say, no, this is not how we do it in our family, this is not how we do it in our community, then those ideas will die. You want to now break a gene, it's a problem. This is how I have always been. You can't bring another thing. But you don't have such. That is why somebody can wake up and say, I want to find out whether the earth is flat or so he began to move. And he went. The family didn't say, where are you going? That is him. That's what he's looking for. And there he goes. And it's because of that I've been able to develop plane, develop GPS, develop bicycle, develop everything. That individualistic thinking that without anybody telling you, well, you can't go anywhere, why must you?
Yeah, why must you do this? I'm sure. We don't have this.
So, and you look back, what have we created? But we are even together as Ubuntu, as they say. Yet, that's supposed to give us more energy, but it's not producing the way it should. Because sometimes we want to go, so your brother, when you won't leave me, they drag me back. The child want to marry my man and witch. You say, if you go now, nobody will take care of me again. You will make it no marry. So you see all manner of nonsense. But yeah, that should have given us more potential. That was more force. So in a way, it's a big problem that we have. So that's communal destiny that we have, which is supposed to be benefit us, in a way working against us. So you see somebody, I mean, this is the one I even saw that really shook me. This is a young girl in Atlanta. She finished high school. The parents told her she has to start paying for her apartment in their family house. If she doesn't have money, she should go. She started paying. She didn't pay 1 month. They asked her, if you don't pay, you have to. These are white. She couldn't pay. It was a problem. So no, they want to rent it out. So if you want to stay, you pay. You know? But in this part of the world, a young man will be 30, 40, still eating food in the family house. Honestly. Complaining that there's not enough meat, fighting the mother, raking everybody, carrying cutlass, trying to beat the father. That they've not given him the money he needs to start his venture or something. Yes. There, nobody, the ones you don't reach that age, 18, that set you by government to be on your own. You're on your own. And that forces them now to think out of the box. Otherwise, you'll be on the street. So, a father has the money, he's a multi-millionaire, it's not for the son. When you're about to die, he will lead to an NGO or something. So, you don't wait for your father, he will give you. You don't even think it, but it's not yours, it's my father's money. Even though you don't have, you cannot go and take it. And most times, they will not even give you. He want to give it to NGO, in fact, he has even already paid for his coffin before he dies. The funeral home that will bury him. So that mindset is in a way, it helps them to be more, to be able to fight and put. But to me, that cohesion, that relationship aspect, they don't really have it as we have in this part of the world. We have so much relationship, but we are not productive. That is the major.
Wow. And this is true. So that's working against us.
To me, it should work for us, but we are not utilizing it.
Wow. But their own individualistic mindset
is very strong, and he has helped them. But relationship aspect, building bonds, they don't have. Everybody for himself. Wow. I may have a brother who is so rich. Me, I'm a pauper. He cannot send me $1 million. He doesn't understand.
But this part of the world, that's what we work to make sure that.
If I don't have, I can go and meet a brother, I can go and meet a mother, I can meet an uncle. Everybody, the whole clan will come together to raise money and give me to go and do something.
Then we're doing the right one. When even the good Bible says that a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. Mm-hmm. And then, but there, you said their own is more productive because of their individualistic mindset. So how is ours now not being good?
I'm not saying ours are not good. The only way, what I mean, ours is good because we are working as one, but unfortunately it's not producing the way it should, because we become overly concerned about each other that, no, if you want to try something, it may not. So the fear I have, I want to transfer it to somebody who doesn't have that fear. So it's creating a friction. You have an individuality mindset to do something. Nobody tells you what to do. You want to do, you do, no problem. That is what they have. That's right. But I want to cross a river. There are crocodiles inside. My father said, "No way."
Insulting yourself.
Why do I want to die? But I told them, no, I have fashioned how to cross it without the crocodile. But they say, no, they block you. Sometimes for the love they have for you, not because they hate you.
Not because they hate you.
But the achievement you have done have been I've been delayed.
Wow. But then they will allow you just jump.
That is the reason why we have plane. That's why we can't build plane in this part of the world, because you want to do something that will take you up. If you fall on, you are going nowhere. They will scatter the thing. But the right brother that did it, you need to see that one of them even fell. He had a broken ear. If you read the story, you understand me? Yes. Wow. He had an accident. But they broke the record. Today, we fly now. So you discover that it has both pros and cons. Yes.
Excellent. Now, can you share in this part of the world, do you think we have some examples of great leaders? And can you share some examples of influential leaders and how they impacted the global stage?
Well, when we look at leadership, first of all, also, each time we mention leadership, we always cast our mind to leaders in politics or in governance. But leadership is beyond politics and governance, even though that is the key.
Yes.
We have leaders in law, we have leaders in entertainment, we have leaders in sport, we have leaders in music, in all academics, all facets.
That's right.
And but the leadership in politics and governance is one that seeks to regulate all.
Regulate everything.
Yes, because if this one is headless, the center can no longer hold. That is the reason why now we are having problem of our young minds being exported out.
And that's true.
Because the one at the center can't hold it anymore.
Yes.
They don't have what it takes to harness the entire leadership scope that we have. So we have the likes of, if I begin with leaders from the political point of view, I look at the likes of Nana Azikiwe, I look at the likes of Tafawa Balewa, I look at the likes of Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, the likes of Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Nelson Mandela. I had the opportunity of seeing him. He came to my school when I was a student in South Africa. I went to his house in Soweto. So these are the people that have inspired me, that I love so much, that they have really done things that brought them to the global stage, that many of us should emulate. Yes. In recent time, other leaders, especially in other sectors, maybe in art, entertainment, we have all of them. And Nigerians too have done so well in leadership scope in the area of art of entertainment. I mean, I was watching Ballon d'Or the other day. I saw a young guy singing. They say he's a Nigerian guy who came to sing during the World Footballer Award they were doing. They call him a Rema or something like that. I don't know them. It was just, wow, this is amazing. And for them to invite him to come and just give a 10-minute song on the stage, and he was shaking all the stars. And they say a Nigerian star, Rema, and I was impressed. So he's a leader in his own right. I mean, that is amazing. And we also have the likes of Osimhen that have done so well on a global stage. So those are leaders. Yes. So the greatest issue we have is that harnessing that, so that it can, make more global impact on that level. Yeah.
Now, in your experience, what do you think are some of the specific challenges that leaders face in Africa, and how do they differ from the global stage, in the global world? Like the specific challenges we face in Africa?
Well, I think one of the major challenges we have in our leadership in this climb, and I look back, we have leaders who occupy leadership role, unfortunately do not understand the essence of leadership. There are 5 domains of leadership.
5 domains of leadership.
Self-leadership, your ability to lead yourself, because leadership begins with you before others.
Yes, it's true.
So you are not qualified to lead another person until you have led yourself. So until you are successfully led yourself, which is self-leadership, then second part is the leading someone else. Then leading a group. Then leading a community or organization. Then leading a nation.
Wow.
So we have a problem of people who have not led themselves, they find themselves here. Wow. So that is the biggest problem we have in this part of the world, that differ more from the other side. So somebody now find himself in Aso Rock, but he cannot define leadership. They are having certificate problem, but they are there. They say he does not have WAEC, or he stopped at WAEC, or he didn't have at all. then a lot of issues. So those are some of the fundamental problems that we have. Now, we have leaders who, in fact, in recent time, we have recorded leaders who are clueless. That some people who spend 80 years, they don't understand economic terrain of the nation. They don't understand what it means to bring resources or to attract investment, and you are a leader. You cannot even grant public. You cannot come out publicly and address the people. The people keep on speaking on your behalf, either through radio or something. It's a problem. You know, it's really painful what we experience as a country. You know, we are one nation where people keep on asking around the world. These people have so much potential. So why are they being led by strange and funny leaders? Because Nigerians are everywhere.
It's true. Everywhere.
Strong potentials, so much.
So much.
But unfortunately, they have wrong people at the helm of affairs. So it's still mind-boggling to them. They don't understand. Collectively, we are something else. What we have individually, from the NASA, is in the U.S. government. We even have some Nigerians in White House, young boys. We have them in the Wall Street. We have them in the best medical institutes in America. We have them everywhere. Wow. Even we have them in U.S. military. But why at home? What's the problem that when it comes to selection, you don't have the right person? What's going on? Because if you make that mistake in that place, you can't harness all these potentials around.
Wow.
So that's the problem we have.
Wow. Now, African leadership are often criticized for issues like corruption, nepotism. Can leaders combat these challenges and be more transparent and accountable in their system?
It's a choice. If we want to, let me tell you, if Nigeria want to change this, it's a matter of we as a people. You know, I was looking at some issues that we had in recent time. One of them was we had the NSAS matter that happened, which was on a global stage. We also have the obedient movement. A man without structure, all of a sudden he gains so much momentum, to even win Lagos State in his presidential election. So meaning that if we want something to end, when people mobilize and come with one voice, even without him spending money, he got that.
Yes, yes.
So that tells you that when the will of the people are ready for something. I mean, I've never seen a country like Nigeria. But when we are ready for anything, if we are truly ready, without being, without selling out, after we are coming together as a team, if we can't come with one voice, with one mind, a change is imminent.
What if that has been truncated over and over again?
You mean in terms of what?
Yes, in terms of the people coming together, but those are the helm of their affairs, keep truncating that unity. You don't stop trying because you want to win. So you keep pushing. The people keep coming together. Like what happened in the last general election, that it was the momentum was very high. So the fact that you didn't get what you want should not make us now not to pursue that freedom or that emancipation that we need to have a better leadership. That the question should be, how do we re-strategize so that we can have better leadership? Very, very important. So it didn't work out in 2023. What do we do again? Who could be the best? Who could be another candidate to showcase again? And that's how it's supposed to be. So, but the moment we relax back, it didn't happen. These people now entered. No. So you keep. I mean, the guy who made this electric bulb light, while enjoying it here, yes,
he failed 999 times. You can imagine you trying something, 1, 2, 3. This one 999. I mean, come on, that is amazing. And it was the 1,000th time that the light bulb came. This is over how many years? Going to 200, the 100 and something years. But we're enjoying it today. So don't give up. It will happen one day. Don't give up. So we keep. And another thing again that people should understand. There is a saying that, no, it's not a saying by someone, it's they call it George Carlin. He said, do not underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. Those who knows what it takes to be leaders shouldn't be spectators. Otherwise, foolish people in large groups will take over. So, you have the right value, the right mindset, the right what it takes to give better, but you don't even come out during an election. You are not interested to know who's your local government chairman. You don't even know who's your councillor. But all those rules, all those people who doesn't even know it, they all have knowledge of all those things, and they even vie for those elected positions. So they keep on becoming your leader. And when they are so formidable, it becomes a problem to push them out. Because over the years, you don't know what to do, you never came out. So that's why the court have been so strong. But over the year, it becomes so endemic. It has been so strengthened and fortified. So to uproot it is tough. Yes, because you allowed it in the first place.
Wow. Now, when it comes to colonialism, one of the challenges we have been talk about leadership and colonial leadership that is disturbing us in Africa. Now, in what ways can African leaders address the historical legacy of colonialism and promote decolonized leadership in Africa?
Well, we should learn to be self-sufficient. Can we for once begin to do things on our own?
Exactly. That is not influenced by Western powers.
Exactly. We have African unity which is not united. Because like I mentioned, we are our biggest problem. Because the people who are there that are supposed to unite people, they enter there in the wrong place. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4 presidents who they are fighting in their country, that the way they won election, they are not happy with them. And they are there to unify Africa. It can't work. So we need to go back to basics and get things right. There is no nation as blessed as Africa with huge human and natural resources. Is in Nigeria you can think of. There is nothing you see in that part of the Western world that was not brought from Africa. The only problem we produce, we can't refine, like crude oil. They refine it and sell it back to us. So it's just a matter of change of mind. Can we do things right? There are some African countries today now that they are now being softly colonized by China. Most of their national asset is being owned by China. So these are some of the things that we need to understand that, look, we have so much on the table. Can we begin to do things right? Can we get our refineries right? Can we get these Ajaokuta steel industries right? Can we get the Tesla mills right? Can we get so many industries right? And that is it. That is leadership.
So it's generally with Africa. So when it comes to the African context, do you think there's any country that's performing much better than others? Or virtually they are all almost acting as
some are doing very well at the moment. Some African countries are doing well at the moment. I mean, you can just imagine a war-torn Rwanda. Look at how it has changed. Some of them are doing well, even overtaking our own nation, because we are somehow not taking that responsibility to do things right. So, I mean, when I was in school in South Africa, I had a lot of people from Rwanda who were, most of them were almost like refugees in South Africa. Most of them have returned back. Wow. Because the country is in order now. Wow. So they're doing well. In fact, they are putting things in order. So leadership is a choice. You want things to be in order, then take the right decisions. And that is it. If you don't, you keep on begging, and they are calling modern day colonization. As you collect, they enslave you the more. Look at our debt profile. It's so high. We have accumulated so much debt that you don't even have mouth to speak before IMF or World Bank. So that's what I call modern day colonization, because we are not doing what we're supposed to do. So these are some of the things we need to really put in place. And look, you don't borrow to pay for recurrent expenditures. You don't borrow to pay for things. I mean, the cost of governance in Nigeria is scary. Why? Because we have not put ourselves in order.
Now, how can you describe the leadership style in Nigeria? How has it evolved over the years?
I would say it has always been autocratic until, that is after the First Republic, when the military took over, we start having more of autocratic style of leadership. When I say autocratic, more authoritarian and coercive. Where a leader says it all, point finger to you, you do what he says, and others. And that has really caused a lot of problems because when you try to use one-fit-all leadership at all levels is a problem. Yeah, so, and having some constitution that have been drafted by the military have not really helped matter. That we are still carrying those baggages of those constitution that was drafted by the military that was more of vetoed and it has not really helped. So it's been more of authoritarian, and I think even right now you can also see it even when some leaders take some decisions without even looking back, make some statement of power and that is affecting the dollar rate and affecting the what's it called, price of petrol and everything. So these are some of those issues that are not diplomatic. So I think that authoritarian style has done more harm to us as a people than good. Yes. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I remove this, I do this. And it's not done that way. Because your words are very powerful. You are the father of the country. Because whatever you say affects the stock exchange, affects everyone. So before you say anything, you have to, because whatever you say, you are sitting on all the entire spectrum of the economy. So if you smile, it's a problem.
Yes.
If you frown, it's a problem. So that makes you that you become more diplomatic as a leader.
Yes, it's true.
One statement will cause a serious issue. So very, very critical. Yeah.
Wow. Now, what are some of the causes and factors that contribute to prevalence of greed among African leaders?
Number one, the way and manner how people enter governance in Nigeria is a big problem. One, our politics or politicking or whatever is very expensive. Even to get a form is a problem. Now you want to enter, there's fatherism. There are sponsors. There are tribal or ethnic interests. So you enter, the first thing is not even the people you want to serve. It's to begin to settle some of those things. So a lot of factors. One is the individual personality. The most dangerous thing, you are having the wrong people in the place. One. But the people are in the place of power, that's supposed to be in the first place. One, they don't have the interest of people in their heart. They have wrong motive from the beginning. And the process of coming to even makes the matter worse. That increases the greed the most. A leader that is insecure. A leader knows that the way he came in was not okay. A leader that knows that now that he's there, the case is in court. In the next 6 months that they will say I should go. Let me collect as much as possible before the judgment will be against me.
Or they will bribe the judges and make sure they stay.
You come in there as a leader. While you are picking the one you are picking the one you are going to use for lawyers. Keeping one corner. You are saving money to defend the one you stole. So that's why even our law system is even a mess. Most of them are very rich. You see lawyers calling billions for a case because they know that the governors, all those senators, all of them, they have left so much money one corner to defend their illegality. So they too want to collect.
Is it possible to fight against that greed? Is it possible? And what are the strategies?
We have, I always say, there is no country without laws or regulations. The only problem that we have in this part of the climb is enforcement, as they have in Western world. We have code of everything. So that's why I was a bit impressed when a case of corruption was leveled against the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, whatever. And the president said, wait a minute, step aside, let them look into the issues then. And that is leader. That is how it's supposed to be. So that now serve as deterrent to others. So as a minister, if I misbehave now, I can be asked to leave, which has never been done in most cases. What is there to transfer money in someone's account? It doesn't no problem. But this time around, there was, and if you notice, that's why I said that the people are very powerful. There was so much noise, but the people are not happy.
Yes.
In all social media, Maryland, everywhere. Why should this be? The government was forced to act. The president was forced to act. Because the people say, no, this is the money meant for the poor. Why should it be this and this? So, and the president, look, I just have to. So that is how it starts. We learn that even the executives, the ministers, every one of them, they have been given, what is it called? They have, they're on probation. They are given certain time to perform and do certain work. If you are not, they have to appraise. If you are not doing well, they will ask you. Some forces are coming into you. That is how it's supposed to be. So you don't stay 4 years and allocation for building projects and is being diverted. No. That is what has been happening over the years. So if this present government is not telling you that, look, we bring you in, there's probation period of 6 months or whatever, we check, and there is a body that is marking and checking however, you sit everybody up. So when you are coming again as a minister or something, not what I'm going to collect, you are there to come and give that. So if you're not ready to serve, don't come. So that is how you begin to change the system that have been corrupt over time. Because governance is not sweet in the Western world. You go in there because you want to go and serve.
Yes.
It's not, there's no, the only, no, you see a senator entering a bus or a motor, is serving the country.
Well, here they are going
No, here is, you are going because there is some, why should they die to serve people? Why must I go and kill a fellow brother because I want to serve? I collect picket form for Senate, don't want to pick, but I want to kill him before the election. Why? So something is wrong. Because what, there's something there. So but it's not like that on the other side. So you, if you don't win, no problem. They don't want me to serve them now, no problem.
Yeah. So now that is that mindset that is the problem. How can that mindset start coming in place to change that mindset?
Like I just mentioned, it's gradually, it has to be championed by the government. It begins by enforcing the laws. If someone commits an offense against the state, you immediately enforce the order. Like I mentioned, someone was found wanting of transferring money to a personal account. Immediately, she has to step down. Let them investigate the case and check. Because there's a public outcry. Not that you give people like a definite ear. No. It means you okay what is happening.
If the leader comes in through the back door, how do you chase someone that is coming through the back door when you yourself come through the back door?
Well, I don't want to go into that. I don't know who has gone through the back door. But what I know that, can we begin to see changes at least for now? Because we have a baggage of issue in this part of the world. But the solution has to start somewhere. If you can start this way, let's begin to see how far it will go. That is what I'm after for now.
Nigeria has so much resources and human potential.
Okay.
But there is a problem of inequality and poverty. Why is that, and how can that be?
Well, to me personally, I think the major issue on that area has a lot to do with our people. You know, when one person starts a thing and you don't break that flow, it becomes a norm.
How do you mean?
If you discover over time, if an Hausa man comes in and becomes a president, every parastatal, every juicy position will be held by people from the north. If Yoruba man comes in, all the Hausa in that place will be retired. Yoruba people will not be feeling it. So it is using nepotic tendencies, all those things. It was not even as pronounced as it has been in the last administration till now. It was subtle. But now, brazen confidence, yes, openly.
No.
So now, another tribe will wait in. Let's get to our turn. I will remove everybody and put out. So whether the person is good or bad, whether he's competent or not, so that's why we're having a big problem. So I think we need to change that mindset.
Is that where the poverty is coming from with all the resources that we have and inequality?
Well, I will say the inequalities that we have, it's a very big one because we have, how will I put it now? The inequality in terms of one tribe having more than the others. It also boils down to those who have more people together as a team as one. Can imagine somebody taking dollars, does not even know where to store it, put it in GP tank. You know? Keep it for themselves. Keep it for his people. Keep it for his own generation. Keep it for his own brothers. And all these things has caused a lot of problem, inequalities, money due for other people, you pick it to yourself. you divert goods that are going for the north, south, to take it to another, no, because you have the power to twist the driver's mind to change the wheels. Those are the things that we are suffering here. So I think, it's an endemic issue we have here. I think we need to come to a place where people say, wait a minute, I think it's enough. Can we be good to ourselves?
Now, coming to that being enough, we are from has our cultural diversity and our difference, has it been a problem for? That's why some people clamor on the fact that maybe the culture should just divide. Some say we should unite. What do you think in that aspect?
Well, I know some people, they are on the notion that let the country divide so that everybody will be on their own. Ideally, if we practice true federalism, we won't have a problem. We never had such issues when we are practicing true federalism in this country, where we have the cocoa in the south, granite pyramid in the north, in the east we have palm oil, we have coal, and every resources for each region was dominant there, and they contribute to the center. There was no issue of we divide. We're living out. Things were working very well. But when that federalism was broken, they now said, okay, let all resources come to the center, then you come down, pick your own. That's where the inequality started. So when you come again, they allocate more to those areas where the things are not coming. They are not even bringing to the table, but they are taking more. Because we have more people in power from that area. Those are the problems we are having. So if we practice true federalism as a country, as it were in the 60s and in a little bit of 70s, before the issue of military, scatter everything and bring everything to a central, to Abuja, I don't think we'll have an issue. So that is why our constitution is a big problem. And that constitutional conference that will happen in 2014, if it were implemented, I don't think we'll have a problem. So a lot was done in 2014 to correct the anomalies of many years, but it was not been adopted. We are still using that 1999 constitution that's killing us. Yeah, so just get things right. Like I said, leadership is doing the right thing. Then every other thing that is underneath will take care of itself. Igbo man will be able to do his stuff very well because resources there are used to better people there. Then whatever a quota that should come to center will go. They will not do everything. All resources. Everybody. What are you talking? What are you talking? Why should every governor every month looking for my own my allocation? Federal allocation. It's rubbish. When it has engender laziness, encourage people, no creativity, no innovation. In states where they have minerals, they don't even tap it. Foreigners are doing mining in our country. They will just come and give some millions of dollars to some people, and they will be mining, creating holes and creating den everywhere for our people, because people are going to Abuja to collect. Unfortunately, the resources is no longer enough. The oil theft and the oil spillage that we have recorded in the last 4 years is over 4.something trillion. I saw it was scary. Vandalized. So, and the world is also moving ahead to renewable energy, meaning a time will come where our product, nobody even need it. So where are we thinking? Those are some of those problems. But if we are practicing true federalism, we know when oil stop. No, everybody is producing and things are working. Every resources in that area will be coming up. A country like Malaysia, they only pick pan kernel from us. That's all they have. In 1978, Cross River, they bag everything. That's all they have. We have the best in the world. They pick all and export it back to their country. That is their national GDP resources that they have. In one palm tree, you can produce more than 60 things. You have broom, you have palmy, you have soap, you have oil, you have cream. Entire palm tree is like, I call it tree of life. There's nothing you cannot find in it. So if you are landed Kuala Lumpur, their country, you see seal of palm trees taken from Nigeria. We made the economy. Only one thing, and we have thousands of things that can give us much more. But we focus on oil. We say in 1970s, Nigeria have too much money. They don't know what to do with money. Now, we have too much poverty. What do we do now? So only God will save us.
Now, with the fact that people have been running away, as in the country because of bad leaders. So how would you advise to harness this country, or to keep shipping the talent that we have out of the country?
I think government are not really paying attention on that, and it's a big problem. I went to a hospital, a government hospital somewhere in Lagos here, and the number of patients there were just too much. I was going on here. The young man that was, he's a friend. He was the one. He says himself is on his way out. He just pity all these people. But when he left now, there's so much work on him because his colleagues are no longer there. He's doing the work of his colleagues. So once he's gone now, these people, it doesn't know what happened to them. So if they are paying attention to that, by now, that could have reduced in a way. But because they keep on causing more problems, making life more difficult by their statement, by their actions, and people are feeling the heat the more, so they are traveling more. If after takeover of government in May 29, people begin to see positive changes, those trying to apply will bring, you see promotion, you see this, see that, then you can withdraw. See things happening. Even those who are going to begin to think, I think we need to, because it's not also easy there. I've lived there now. It's not also easy there. Seriously. You work. The only thing is that you have an enabling environment, but you have to work. I mean, if you read Nairaland, read other places, read news, listen to comment, you discover that it's also tough there. You have to work. You have to work. So you don't go there and start picking money. It's tough too. That's why you don't hardly see them coming back home. How many people do you see traveling down home anyhow? Because everything there is structured, because you have to work for everything. It's only in Nigeria you can make money immediately. And become a multi-millionaire. Because there's opportunity here. It's only in this country. It's only in the country. Somebody, yesterday was nobody, in the last thing, there's something happened and his life changed. It's only in Nigeria you see that. So, and in that environment, if this environment could be well encouraged and things, people will flourish very well here. Nigeria is someone in a year can travel abroad 3-4 times. But people that you ask, for 3 years, they never even come. 4 years, 5 years. When they look at the ticket, they say, no, I don't want problem. But here you can easily move and come down. You know that when you do one or two things, money will come. But because of bad governance we have so far, stiff economic issues going on, it's affecting lives. So people look at it, I don't think I can be able to bear it anymore. They look at the future of their family and the children. Let's just take off. That's what's happening. Wow. So I think it has a lot to do with the government coming back to table and do what is right and do the right thing here.
What aspect do you think is most critical aspect of leadership in Nigeria that we should prioritize on for we to start building a strong nation?
Well, I think I will say we need transparent leadership. People who are, leaders. We need leadership that is transparent. You have leaders who, I look at the budget of our country. It's painful. You see the allocation of resources. It is very, very bad. So not only do we need transparent leaders who want to do things right, need to allocate resources properly well. Don't allocate money to things that doesn't make sense. Recurrent expenditures. Lawmakers and all those things. You have education that is suffering. You look at the kind of percentage of money that you put in there. It doesn't make sense. Then we also have to have accountable leaders. If you are in a leadership position, you are given responsibility, deliver. So that's why I told you from the beginning, I'm glad that for the first time, they are giving the current executives some modus operandi on how they should operate. They are giving them tasks and targets. And the president has made it clear that if you look over time in the probatory period that you're not doing anything, then maybe you have to step down, someone else has to come in. So that shows that they want to see accountability. And someone has committed a foul, they ask her, go and sit down. You also show that they're in the right track. So let's see how far that will go. That's how you measure accountability, that these people really want to do something. So in that way, then don't be detached from reality. Feel the pain of the people. People are suffering. Wow. So don't sit there and a bread has become 1,005 or 1,002 and you don't even know. Don't be empathetic in such a way that put yourself in their position, understand how they feel. So don't tighten the knot the more. So feel the pain of the people, be an accountable leader, be a caring leader. And also words are powerful. Encouraging words. Be seen as a leader. Let them know that you know how they feel and be more visible as a leader. So Nigerians are not difficult people to serve. We are one of the most easiest people to attend to. You know, if you look at the issues happening in other neighboring countries, what is causing them to kill and die, you can't compare it to 1% of what we are going through. Nigerians have had to carry issues and relax.
Wow.
So it's just that the leaders keep pushing the people more and more to the wall.
It's a good thing for us.
It's not. You know, we what causes a stir and what's that? Not this Niger, very little minute thing. For Nigeria have this resistance, let's watch and see, because we're good people. But I think sometimes the leaders are also taking advantage of that.
Yes, they're taking advantage of it.
So that's why the people have to have say, no, it's enough. So I think those are the few things I can just point out that leaders need to do so that things will begin to work in positive direction.
Wow. Now to finalize it, what advice do you have for aspiring leaders, both in political sphere and organizational sphere and also personal life?
Like I mentioned earlier, you must understand that whatever you do, there is going to be a reward. Even here on earth, when you are dead. No, it doesn't end there. Some don't believe, but it doesn't end there. You are both rewarded here and outside here. Yes. And I tell people, what legacy do you leave behind? Let that be at the back of your mind. In any position you occupy as a leader, just know that it's not for life. It's for a season. You can't remain there for life. I mean, we were once babies, grew up to become 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So you can't go back to that state. You don't pass. It's transition until you live here. So a time comes where you cannot do the things you used to do when you were a youth. So you cannot look at them. You cannot do more. Even the children you had, they used to flog like this. A time will become, they want to tell you, Daddy, please go on. You know, they become more decision makers again. So you must understand that how you have lived will now determine the kind of relationship you are going to have with them at the end. So it's very, very critical. So people don't know that whatever you do, you are sowing a seed for the future. So it's going and it's growing. When you are now relaxed, you now know, what have I sown? Is it giving me shelter or is giving me brimstone on my head? So that is should be thinking now, so that you now sow good seeds. Very critical. So that's my advice for them. So whatever you do, have that on the back of your mind that it will meet you up later. Do good.
Is that also your final words, or you have other final words to say about leadership generally?
What I will tell my leaders today is, if you're in office, do what you're supposed to do as a leader. Deliver. Work with all your heart to see a change. You know, you are elected or given a place to function because they believe in you that you can do it. Do something there. Have the right motive. Leave that place better than you came. That's all. I made this place like this, but I'm living like this. Leave result there. Don't leave it worse than you met it. Don't even leave it the way you met it. Then don't even come. Some come in there, they leave it worse. So leave it better off. That makes you a leader. That's we brought you there for a change. So make a change. Because that change begins with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, finally, how can people reach out to you? How can people get to reach you? Know you more people want to know you. You can share your social media or other places, or how can people reach out to you? And if you have also books you'd like to people to know about, can also share.
I think you can reach me on Facebook. Elvis Ukpaka is my Facebook handle. I have two of them. Dr. Elvis Ukpaka is my homepage. My personal page is Elvis Ukpaka. You can reach me on Facebook. Then you can as well reach me on LinkedIn, Dr. Elvis Ukpaka as well. You can as well reach me on Instagram, Dr. Elvis Ukpaka. And I have written several books. One of them is Born to Lead, which is very good. This book has been approved by the federal government under the Nigerian Educational Research Development Council as a reading material for all secondary school students in Nigeria. It's a very wonderful book, Born to Lead. Awakening Your Leadership Potential. I've also written Unleashing Your Potential as well, Unveiling the Seed of Greatness in You. This is a very wonderful book. So I have them in Amazon. I have them in Jumia as well. I'm a Brand New Man. It's a very wonderful book as well, which I've written. You will enjoy it. My latest is Change Makers. Change Makers. This is my latest book, Change Makers. Yeah, so it's on Amazon, it's on Jumia. You can find it all there. Then my other one again is called Readers Are Leaders, Reviving the Reading Culture in Our Nation. This one has also been approved by the federal government under the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council as a reading material for all secondary school students in Nigeria. So all these books are out there in the market.
Amazon,
then Amazon, on Jumia, yes.
If someone want to come and pick them up
Yes.
from you directly, you just want to reach
Of
out.
course, they can, if they can reach us on 0810 6545 127. 0810 6545 127. So you can call on that line. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Nice
Thank
meeting you.
sir.
Yeah.
So that is it, guys. You have heard from our very powerful guest here, Dr. Elvis Ukpaka. And I believe you have been really impacted and blessed with this episode on leadership and all facets. This topic is quite very deep. We're going to be able to cover just the basic or the minimum can be able to go. So I believe that maybe some other time we'll be able to have this discussion again. So thank our special guest, Dr. Elvis Ukpaka. So if it's your first time coming to the channel, do it to hit the subscribe button, like this video, turn on the post notification, and share this video with 1 or 2 persons that you know this video is going to impact. My name is Benzik. On this channel, I do my best to talk about business, mindset, self-development, and entrepreneurship, and also interview powerful guests like this. So ensure to turn on post notification and share this video with 1 or 2 persons. And I'll see you again next time. Thank our guests again. Thank you so much, sir.
Nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.